I was thinking about the other day. I saw a video, a big think video with Yuval Noah Harari. It's pretty interesting. You should check it out. Um, and basically, what I learned was that I'll just say it like right out because I don't know how else to put it. Is that you have a fat head? Your daddy has a fat head, and your mama has a fat head, and everyone you know has a fat head. What I mean by that is most of us are suffering from information obesity. I'm David. I forgot to say. My name's David. Like I said, Yuval Noah Harari explained 100 years ago, food was scarce, so people ate whatever they could. If you found something full of sugar and fat, we ate as much of it as possible because it gave us a lot of energy. Now we are flooded by enormous amounts of food and junk food, artificially pumped full of fat and sugar, creating immense health problems. So most of us have realized more food is not always good for me. I need to have some kind of diet. It's exactly the same with information. We need an information diet. Previously, information was scarce, so we consumed whatever we could find. Now we are flooded with enormous amounts of information, and much of it is junk information. Artificially filled with hatred, greed, and fear. We need to go on an information diet and consume less information and be far more mindful about what we put inside. Information is food for the mind, and if you feed your mind with unhealthy information, you'll have a sick mind. I'm talking about information obesity or content obesity because no one else is talking about it. It's crucial because I because I think it basically it's very unhealthy and it's um there's a there are potential hazards that they can result from being obese with information or content. For example, in my own experience, like last year, last year I was looking at videos about Gen Z, and I didn't know I'm wanted to learn more about Gen Z basically, but the very strange thing happened that for a week or two, I think, I started getting like news videos on my feed were about like um, kids that I assume were Gen Z. Um, One video had a bunch of kids that were looting that had looted a 7-Eleven in LA, and another one had showed a bunch of kids attacking a bunch of kids on bikes attacking a guy, a man in a car. The guy got out of the car. Now the thing about that was it was sensationalism. It wasn't real news, you know? Like there was no backstory, there was no explanation about like what was going on. For instance, the situation with the kids attacking the kids on the bikes attacking a guy in a car. Um, you don't know how the attack started. Did the driver threaten the kids? Maybe the driver incited it, or did the kids incite it? It was kind of left up in the air. But all I saw was like this guy getting attacked. There was no full story on it. So these were just images of like uh, sensational images of violence, and And it was very strange because more than like a couple of those videos came up and it made me feel like I was. It made me feel like I was being guided towards a bias against Gen Z. Like I was supposed to come to a conclusion like Gen Z bad, Gen Z scary, or that sort of thing. My like intuition kind of went off, and they like I got a weird feeling. So I literally took a step back and examined like what was going on. Like I thought it's possible that I'm being guided to this easy conclusion about Gen Z, and that was this biased conclusion, you know. And I mean generalizations are usually they're not very smart because you can't really say that mm, everyone in a group is all the same. There's like all sorts in a group, and it's unfair. But if I was being led to like a bias against Gen Z, I thought like why, like why was I being led to do that? Um, and like for what result, you know? And my conclusion was there was no, and I mean obviously there's no advantage to making fear-based generalizations about Gen Z or anyone really. I mean if we're gonna be honest, right? I mean, it's just stupid, right? No one benefits from that. I don't benefit, or no one benefits from that. I am on guard about the content that I consume now. Like, I'm more mindful about um, what what content is saying to me. Like, what is this video, or what is this post, or what is this article trying to make me feel? And if it is trying to make me feel something, then why? You know? Um, what I'm saying is like I'm trying to be less emotionally reactive and more discerning about the information that's provided to me um, through the content that I consume. So, just to like wrap this all up, I would say again, we need to go on an information diet. What does that mean? Well, for the sake of our society, we need to control our screen time. More than that, we need to pay attention to what content we are consuming, you know? And how does the content we consume make us feel? Are you scared? Does it make you feel fear? Why? Or are you angry? Why? Do you does it make you hate someone you never met? Why? And lastly, do you have your own thoughts? Do you have your own thoughts and feelings? You know? Or are you an empty vessel waiting to accept the thoughts and feelings of everyone else in your group?